Okay, good morning, and welcome to our second session. Um, Yesterday, we talked about some areas of MS 900 Microsoft 365 Fundamental Exam. We talked about this page, and also we also explored how you can schedule your exam when you're ready. And after that, we also talked about the skills measured on the exam. So we explained, described cloud concepts yesterday. We also explored Microsoft 365 pricing, licensing, and support model yesterday. So those are the two areas that we uh, discussed yesterday. Today, we will look into describe Microsoft 365 apps and services. That's the only one probably we will can talk about it, but those the two are. The describe cloud concepts, we went through this image. We explained all these four areas, what it does and how it works. And also we had a licensing um, picture also that we discussed about Microsoft 365 licensing. So 365 license SKUs. I think we picked up on this one at last. We discussed about different SKUs in Microsoft. So you have got E1, E5, then this is Microsoft 365 E3 and E5. In this are the prices for each one. And then we have Office 365 E1, $8, E3, and E5. So this is another SKU. And we have got additional licenses that you can purchase also. This is Enterprise Mobility plus Security. You can buy this one plus this one, this one plus this one. So it's optional. But these are key licenses that you have to purchase, either this one or this one, and then you can go with the add-ons. But when you're buying Microsoft 365 E5, for example, or E3, it automatically will come with security add-on, which is this license, and a compliance add-on, which is another add-on licenses. And then we have got Microsoft 365 F1, F3, F5 license also. This is another SKU. A lot of retail businesses, they are using this one. Retail like Walmart, Publix, and so on. They are the functionalities, the core functionalities that they have. So those are the license SKUs, and as well as we talked about the concept, cloud concept. If you have any questions from yesterday, let me know. Otherwise, we will move forward. So for every organization first that they are trying to give me 1 second. Sorry. So for if you think of that you're trying to open or start a business and you want to use Microsoft's application for your businesses. If that's the case, the first thing that you need for your business is a tenant. A tenant meaning you have to open or register your business with Microsoft 365 to use Microsoft 365 apps. For that, you have different options based on licenses queue that yesterday we talked. You have got E1, E5, E3, and also. So another benefit that you'll get with the registration is it will give you 1 month free, licenses and also apps. You can register it, and then after that, you'll you'll practice or you can set up your business. And after a month, if you don't like this apps or this 365, you don't need to renew it. It is free completely, and even so, how you register it, this is the website. If you search on the Bing, say create E5 trial license, that's called trial. It will give you 30 days of a trial to test it out. You can use it for your business, and then this is the official link for Microsoft that you can use it. So I'm putting the link in the chat. This is $38. It is Office 365 E5. And then if you want, let's say, try the E3, you can come here in this one where you see E5. You can change that to E3. Now you'll get E3 here. And then I think if I can change this one, let's see, that one to Microsoft, it should give me Microsoft's queue. Nope, that didn't work. So I have to find a link for Microsoft one. See, this is Office. So in this one, what we are going to do is let's try E5. I'm going to show you how you can create it and then start using it. Let's say I have a small business. I want to use Office 365 E5, and I'm thinking that I can pay $38 per user per month. And then I can say buy or try for free. That's the trial one. So I try for free. And then read this. It has got what's Office 365 trial. You will get all apps, and then in order to avoid charges, cancel before this time. I'm saying okay, next, continue. Uh, so this page is very important. The first one is saying you have to set it up your country. The reason it's important that you set the right country that you are in or your businesses are functioning is because Microsoft 365 apps are working differently in every country. For example, in the US, you have got full functionality. It is completely accessible, but in some part of the world, some apps are not accessible. Some apps may have a different type of usage. In Europe, for example, the apps are restricted based on European compliance requirement. So here, text me or call me just to prove that you are not a robot. You will put your phone number. And then you will text me. I'm not a robot. And it will send you a code. I got a code in my cell phone. So 816 118, and then start my trial. So the offer you want is unavailable. I think this offer yesterday we also talked that they are not offering anymore. I have to find another link for Microsoft 365 instead to have SKUs. But after that verification, it will lend to another page where you fill your organization's information, like name and things like that. And then it will complete that. You will have access. Once you have provisioned that one, so I will try to find for the next session, I will try to find the Microsoft 365 trial link. This one, let's see if I can find it real quick. Try and buy subscriptions. So that is the business one. Trial free. What happened? Okay, there you go. So you have got all the business licenses here. The same thing. You can try for 1 month for free. We can go with the expensive one. And then continue. And then type your cell phone number. I'm not going to type again, but once you type the cell phone number, then you will get a code, and after that you just fill the information. Once you have provisioned that one, that tenant for your organization, after that, what you will see is when you're signing in, for example, let's say I have a tenant, I have got multiple tenants. So you will open a browser, like open page, and then you will type portal.office.com. That's the first page after creating your tenant. So you will see, let me start from login page. So that office.com. So this is the email page. You will type your username and password because you will get username and password. In this case, I'm typing, let's try my tenant, and the next, and then put your password. And this is the landing page. So you get this page. This is the page that you will see everything for your organization. So for example, on the left side, you will see a app launcher button at the top left side. It shows all applications for your organization. You can say explore all apps. Click here, goes the same page. So that's this one, the apps. And then below that, you have home, which is this page. It shows your recent used documents and PowerPoints and things like that. The quick access is also recent used files like recording, documents, anything. From here, create is creating any new document, for example, a Word document, a PowerPoint, Excel, a form, a quiz, anything new that you want to create, meaning to use the app. And then my content, it shows it is the storage for your user, for this one user that's logged in here. For this one user, this is all the files for them. So it is like their OneDrive. It is stored in the OneDrive of this person. Um, so that is that one. I'm not going too deep now, but later on we will go. And then feedback, for example. So it will show you the chats that this person had in the Teams or somewhere else that provided some sort of email. It will just show you some sort of highlights of your email. And then apps, obviously, it will show you the apps itself. So today, what we are going to do is we are going to pick up some apps from here. I will show you some examples of apps, and then I will explain the key apps that are important in 365. This one is admin button. Admin means you can administer, like IT administrator. They will manage, they will set the policies and everything else. So this is when you're clicking on this button, it will take you to a new page that shows a whole bunch of different stuff. For example, here is the billing, and you can look into licenses that you have. You can purchase multiple licenses. So in this one, I have this many licenses. I have mobility plus security, Microsoft 365 E5, F1, all sorts of different licenses that I have. These are all my licenses, and these are available licenses that I have. These are the assigned licenses and consumed. So this is basically the admin portal, the admin center, where the administrator or IT administrator or Microsoft 365 administrator, they are managing different products. So going back to this page, now for a single user, the important app that generally that user use is, it could be Teams. Teams is used for communication, to make calls, to make to chat with another person, to establish a group chat, or to basically do research and collaboration. So Teams is mainly for communication and for collaboration. Communication is the piece where the user is making phone calls or single one-to-one call, while collaboration piece is if they are in, let's say, in one group, 20 people, and then they talk, all of them are talking on one topic or one project. That's the collaboration piece. That is very important app in 365. Word, Excel, PowerPoint, they are the common apps that everybody, every single person, I think, would know this. What is Word? You type something. So if I click here, I simply open a fresh page. It's just a word, right? Just type something here. This is exactly what you get out of Word. It has been like that for a long time. So it is a Word document. You type it and save it, and that's a Word. Looking at Excel, the same thing. PowerPoint, the same thing. So you may not have. Another very important app that you have in 365 is Outlook. This Outlook is the business Outlook. When I think every single organization will use Outlook because it is the email system in Microsoft 365. If you're an organization, you will have an email. For this user, the email is this one here. So that's the email. If this person wants to check his email, he will click in here. Yeah, it's yelling at me to refresh it for some reason. So these are all the emails um, that I got. So similar to personal email, you have got everything here: inbox, draft, sent items, delete items, junks, and then below here you have got groups. We will talk about the groups next. But this is a regular email. On the left side, you have got your calendar. If I click here, I see this session. This is Sunday. And then this is my calendar. You have got different options from here, different views. For example, you change the week view, you change month, you work view, or day. So these are different views that you can change to, and you can also filter it by appointments, meetings, categories, shows, and recurrence. So that is the calendar item. As more for users, people is the context that you are saving inside your email. Um, if you want to keep somebody's email safe, so you will just come here and create a new contact or contact group, and then automatically that will be added to your list. Next time you don't have to remember, just simply come here and then find that person's email. This one is group. We'll talk about the group. So the group is, this is called Microsoft 365 group. You can create a group email, for example. So the usage would be in Outlook. Um, you will, if you have got a team of 5 people and you're saying, let's say you have got, in one office you have got 6, 7 nurses. You will create a group with for nurses. So that group will have an email address, and all 6 nurses will be a member in that group. So instead of um, patients that they are sending email directly to individual person, to individual nurse, they will send an email to nurse group. You don't know this when you're sending an email even today to a doctor's office or to a hospital. Generally you're sending to a group. So the benefit of that group is when you send email to the group, or the doctor's office are creating a group. Let's say a nurse is out for a vacation, or a nurse left the company working for another doctor, or a nurse is sick. So when you send an email, somebody else from that group can read your email because you're sending to the group and all 6 nurses are there. They will get the email, and then they can respond from behalf of the group, not from the behalf of personal email address. So that's the benefit of the group, but we will talk more about the group. It has got much more functionality than just that one. So for example, help desk group, I have 7 members here. If I click, everybody is a member of this help desk. So as soon as somebody is sending an email, for example, this all voicemail that you see over here, all 7 members that are a part of this group, they can all see these voicemails. And then you have got to-dos. This is another application like to-do list. And then you have got OneDrive. OneDrive is another important app, but I'm not going to show you OneDrive right from here. Let me know if you have any questions in Outlook. I know it's a very basic overview, but this is similar to your personal Outlook as well. So looking back to this area, we talked very briefly on Teams, but we will talk more about Teams because that's going to be our focus. We talked a very high level on Outlook. We will talk more about Outlook later on, but at this stage, I think that overview is sufficient. OneDrive. OneDrive is a very key element in 365 for the users. This is the storage of the users, meaning if a user is saving a file or uploading a file to keep it for themselves, it is always going to be in their OneDrive. So opening the OneDrive as a part of 365 license, you'll get a OneDrive also. So my files, these are all the files that belongs to this user. there's a lot of files. So you have got your folders, you have got your files, everything. And then you can look into one here, for example. There are all the recordings and with the dates, with everything, and who modified them, whether this is shared or not. This is shared. It will tell you those. You can copy the link and then come back. Look, all your files are going to be here. So if you click on home from here, this is also your OneDrive, and then you can create Word document, Excel, PowerPoint, and PDF over here. And then those files are going to be automatically saved into your OneDrive. That's that one. I, I think we just look this one, but we will look into each one of these in more detail. So my files, all your folders here, you will have a button from here to sort it, for example, by type. So all the types would be the same, and then you can do by name, by modification, by size, descending, ascending, from A to Z, Z to A, things like that. I'm going to say ascending, and then a type is fine. And from here, compact list. If you don't like the view, this is another view. Tiles would be another view. You need details for each one. You will get the details there, this details tab. And then favorites, your favorite. When you're deleting files from your from this area, my files, it will go to recycle bin for a couple of days. I think 30 days, and then it will go to second stage recycle bin for 90 days. So you have got about 3 months to recover your deleted items. Once you delete something, if you think, oh, I need it, you have got 90 days to recover that items from the second stage recycle bin. And after that, it will go away forever. These are all the deleted files for me. And then you have got this button here to add. When you're adding, it will ask you whether you're adding a folder. If I do a folder, let's say this one, and I will color that to blue. We'll say M365 fundamentals, and then create. This is the folder that I created, and then I can open that. Inside this folder, there is nothing, but I can also add, say, upload file, or upload folder, or files upload. If I do files upload, I can click there, and then from my desktop, from here, I can go to, for example, this one, and then upload it. Now, this file is in my OneDrive in that folder. Anywhere I go, as long as I have got access to my OneDrive or 365 account, I can access my file from anywhere. So this add button, this one is file upload, this one is folder upload, and you can do multiple files at one time or multiple folders at one time. And then if you're clicking on this apps, they are going to create that file in the cloud for you. For example, if you want to create a presentation, you click here saying M365 fundamentals presentation, create. So here you just create your presentation, demo, slides, and you choose your style. They are all fancy stuff here. With the AI, you can do much more, but yeah. So let's see this one. There you go. And that's the slide. You click, close it. There you go. You have got your slides and your documents that you uploaded right in your folder. So those are all the basic stuff, but you can also share it. For example, if you want to share this slide with somebody from maybe outside of your organization, you can click on share. And let's say you will say, I don't know, somebody else's email. Hmm. And put a message here. So you can send invite. Um, this user will get a link to this file, or you can copy this link and then send it through Outlook. And then both are the same thing. You can do invite, that's fine too. So the invitation is sent to Wajid, and Wajid will open it and then access the file from just this file from your OneDrive. And then it will also show a shared button. This one is private, meaning it is not shared with anyone. This one is shared. So if you click on that shared button, it will show you that it is between two persons. You're the owner, and this is the other user that can edit. And you can say, well, I don't want him to edit. You can change this, can edit to something else. For example, I'm going to say, you have to cancel this one first and then come back and make it a viewable when you're sharing. Or you can uh, add people. But this settings that I'm showing over here is also controlled by admins. It depends on what your admin is allowing you. So that's basically a basic share. You can download that app, that slide to your machine. You can delete them. You can copy the link. You can do all sorts of stuff. So moving back to our apps again, we kind of overviewed Outlook and OneDrive. This one is OneNote. OneNote is like your note where you're taking all your notes. That's a very simple app, but we are not going through all of them because otherwise we will have months to look into each one. The next app that I would like to share with you is SharePoint. Where is my SharePoint? I don't see SharePoint here, but I'm going to type in the search SharePoint and it will come up. So this is a kind of core app. It is very important app in 365 because everything in 365 is stored in SharePoint. SharePoint is a storage system and a file management system. It is basically your OneDrive is the child of SharePoint. So SharePoint is the mother of the OneDrive as well. Every setting that SharePoint, somebody's configuring on SharePoint, that impacts the OneDrive too. So SharePoint includes OneDrive. If you open the SharePoint, it has got so many different sites. So the usage of this could be you can create a site. If you create a site, it will first give you two options. Basically, in SharePoint, you can create two types of sites. Communication site. Communication site is uh, like a website. a website not for public, but for internal employees. Let's say if you have got 2,000 employees, you will create one, two, three websites for them to access the information internally. So you can create that one for every project maybe or every plans that you have, and then people can view it like a website. This is called communication site. Generally, the organizations that they create a communication site because of their announcement. Let's say they have got 50,000 employees. They will have a SharePoint site, a communication site, where they are going to put the HR documents for everybody to access it. They are going to put the announcements every day. They are going to schedule the events, the all employee events, for example, so that everybody can see it. Instead of sending thousands of emails every day, they will just put everything on the SharePoint site like a website. So it is a secure way of publishing information inside your organization because from public they cannot access it, and employees are only able to access this one. You can add some authors to it, some visitors to it, but this is generally, think of this website as an internal website for the company. This one is a team site. A team site is for collaboration, for basically projects, for collaborating on the projects. Let's say you have got a 2,000 employee. Inside your 2,000 employee, you will have multiple departments. Maybe you have inside each departments you will have different teams. So some teams they have 20 people, some teams they have got 200 people, but all of them are working on similar projects. You can create a team site, and then that 200 people or that 20 people or that 50 people together in this site, they will work on that project, similar projects. They will message each other. They will have meetings inside this site. Uh, so they will basically co-author documents and edit the documents at the same time, all of them. Um, so this type of SharePoint site is for projects, for co-working, co-authoring documents. It is for more production, for work. This one is more for announcement. This one is more for working. And all the files are stored inside this site. So you can create multiple different team sites and then give access to different group of employees to work on. That is the basic two sites there for SharePoint. Now, every single thing that you create in Teams is also going to be stored in SharePoint. So SharePoint, your OneDrive is in SharePoint. All groups that you're creating in Outlook, they are also team site. Um, Microsoft Teams that you're working, they're also inside SharePoint. This is kind of very comprehensive file management as well, and as well as the storage. So it is very important, and we will talk more about this when we are covering given teams. This is one of the app that teams rely on a lot. Any questions?
So what's the difference between SharePoint and OneDrive?
Yes, that's a good question. SharePoint and OneDrive. The, so first, OneDrive is inside SharePoint. That's also used like a storage system. The difference is every single user will get a OneDrive to store the the business private files. For example, you are working on projects, you are creating some documents, slides. You will store those slides into your OneDrive, meaning that you're not giving access to anyone. It's just accessible to you in that office. On the other hand, if you're creating a SharePoint site, then in the SharePoint site, there are other people also, meaning it is a site, it is a group. If you're storing a file, that could be accessible to 200 people's, 20 people's, depending on how many members are accessing the same site. So this is a shared, SharePoint is a shared site or a shared group or shared file system. OneDrive is your own. If you don't share it, it's just accessible to you, the files.
So, for example, if I want to save any file or document, do I have option like I want to save it into OneDrive or I want to save it into the SharePoint?
So when you're saving a file, for example, like this, if you mean, let me, so this one, as soon as you open, this is the new file. This is a Word document, right? This is a test. If you're talking about this save as, save, save as, and then click here, more locations. Do you get SharePoint location? You do get a SharePoint location, but by default, even if you don't save it, right now I didn't save it, right? This is automatically saved into your OneDrive. But if you want to do a save as, first of all, the this word on the web doesn't need a save. If you're typing something, you work on a document, you just close it. It has got auto save. See, I'm typing something here, and after a few seconds, it will auto save here, saving. You don't have to save this one automatically. And then if you click here, it will show you where it's saving. It's saving into your OneDrive in documents. And you can change that to some other locations as well. You can put it somewhere else. These are all the documents that we created. This is a few seconds. This is the one that I'm right now typing. And this is the one that I have got opened it at the beginning of the call when I was showing the Word document. I did not save it. The system automatically saves it. Saves it where? Automatically saves it into my OneDrive because I am working on it. But if I want to save it on a SharePoint, I can. Either I can change this. These are all groups. We will cover this more, but every single group that you will see over here, they have a SharePoint team site. So if I'm saving a document into, let's say, help desk, that means I'm saving it into the SharePoint. So yes, you have options, or you can save into either OneDrive or SharePoint. But if you're talking about autosave, your file is going to be auto-saved into your OneDrive if you're opening like this. There are different ways. If you open a site and then try to create a file there, then that file will be auto-saved in that location. For example, I go, so that's the OneDrive. And I'm not saving still, but it's auto-saved. If I go to my content, no, SharePoint, let's say, so that is clear. I go SharePoint. I see these sites over here. I'm going to click on, let's say this one, and then documents. This is SharePoint right now, and then managers only. So this is the documents. If I'm here and then I do new in Word, this one automatically saves into the SharePoint. Which SharePoint? This NJ State Managers. So this is a SharePoint file. I don't need to save it automatically too. I don't need to save it. it is automatically saved. See this document? If I click here, I can name it SharePoint doc, and this is the location that it is saved here in the managers. I can put it in the managers and then move here or do. If I don't do anything, it is automatically saved in that location. So let me show you. So this is here. If I do a fresh, there you go. This document pops up. I just created a few seconds ago. So it depends where you are. If you create a new document, then it will select the location in that location automatically by default. But you can change this. For example, you can put this one into your OneDrive if you want to, or you can share it with any other user. But when you're putting in this location, this NJ state managers only, it has got members. So all the members of this site can access this file. Let me see if I can see the members here. This is, I think I don't see the members from here, but this is a group. I can show you the members from the team site. It is originally Teams channel. It's not a created for SharePoint usage only. So that's the concept here. Does that answer your question? Okay. So I think we will stop our sessions here. We will talk more about apps in coming sessions as well. But this was just a kind of brief introductions to the different apps that we have in 365. Thank you so much for joining this session, and talk to you in the next session. Okay, recording is off. Or is it not off yet?